Well, I want to welcome you here today. I'm really thrilled to see that you're here, Beth, and I imagine Doug is with you. And Darlene, I'm glad you're able to join us as well. I want to start us off just by acknowledging how glad I am. You're both here. You're both long-term friends of mine, and it's fun to see how you're continuing to stay close and share good news with each other. The thing that I'm really enjoying about this, since I've been on board for almost 7 months now, is really noticing how it is really impacting my life over time. And it's only been 7 months, almost. But the main things I'm noticing is really having more confidence, feeling more capable, more inspired, and willing to be more vulnerable and flexible in the moment and just to adapt to whatever situation may present itself. And also really getting more experience with a lot of different kinds of people to experiment with how can I stay curious and interested and engaged with this new individual in my life. And it's brought fascinating results to me. And I'm enjoying myself very much. The vision I have really started to bloom when Marian showed up to give me my orientation. And she said, I hope you don't mind, but I invited Jerry, my upline, to come too. I'm like, oh, okay. And that's how I met Jerry. But it was one of the most fascinating conversations I'd had in a long time. And you know what? That doesn't grow old. When you get to know Jerry, you never know what story you're going to learn, like we just got to hear a little bit ago before we started this meeting. So that's just, I don't know, it's one of the biggest things that I love about this business is getting to know the people, because this business has been all about the people from its inception. And that really attracted me, as well as the ethos that this company has. They really align with my own values, with my own family. So I'm so delighted that you're here, that you get to know Marian, who is the person that sponsored me, and Jerry is who sponsored her. So we're like the ASEA family that I'm getting to know better and better. And you also get to meet Ruth, who is the first person I sponsored. So without further ado, let's go ahead and I'll share with you my screen and we'll see what kind of presentation we will do tonight. Oops, that's the wrong screen. Here we go. This is a good friend and colleague that as you get to know more people, you'll meet Laura Zentmeyer. She has a bubbly personality and she is just quick as a whip. And when I asked if she could be here to give a testimonial, she said, well, I can't at that time, but I can send you one. So she got right on top of it. And this is Laura's testimonial. Let me know if you can hear this well.
Hi, my name is Laura. This is my ASEA story regarding abnormal cells. I started this product in 2016 just because I loved how it gave me more energy and helped me sleep better. I thought I was a nicer mom when I was on this product. And I learned that 2 months after being on this product, a situation that I'd been dealing with for 9 years completely vanished. I used to get these splotches on my body, all over my skin. They were big, they were irregularly shaped. They had irregular borders. They were multicolored. It was a scary situation. Every 3 months for those 9 years, I would go to the hospital. They would take off parts of my body. After being on this product for 2 months, I went to the hospital thinking I was going to have surgery, and they couldn't find anything to biopsy. And they haven't found anything since. It's been 6 years. And it just makes sense because this helps your body detect, repair, replace damaged cells. It helps your cells work more efficiently. Not a cure. We can't make any claims, but it makes your cells work better. Take care.
Isn't she just a delightful soul? I really enjoy Laura. So let me get back to my screen here. Whoops. Now I would like to introduce you to Otto, and you will get to hear Otto's story. And yes, he's Laura's dog. He's a lucky boy.
Hi, my name is Laura. This is my ASEA story regarding my dog and his abnormal cells. He was diagnosed with having a mass on his liver and a mass on his spleen, stage 4. And when the vet took the blood test and also did an ultrasound, she didn't think he was going to live more than 2 hours. These are the blood test results. You can see there are 3 columns. One is for low, one is for normal, and one is for high. There are a number of little marks in the 2 low column. So again, she thought he could only live 2 more hours, maybe. 1 month later, after giving him ASEA, totally in the normal zone, and he lived an extra 3 years. So this just makes your cells work better, helps them detect, repair, and replace damaged cells. Take care.
She's so fun. So let me see here. Now I will hand off to Ruth. Oh, you're on mute, Ruth. If you could unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Ruth Crea, and when Gloria joined this company, I didn't want to be left behind, and I joined the very next day. It's very exciting to be a part of this breakthrough, and I encourage you to pay attention and ask any questions that may come up for you today at the end of our presentation. Now, I'd like to invite you to watch a video with us about this breakthrough, which has occurred in the areas of both health and anti-aging. In these 6 minutes, Dr. David Silverman, who sits on the ASEA Medical Professionals Board, discusses the 6 most common reasons why most people, both open-minded and skeptical people, take looking into this breakthrough very seriously. We ask you to recognize as you watch, what's your reason? And Gloria, can you start the video?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Dr. David Silverman. I live just outside of Washington, D.C. My background is podiatry and foot surgery. I don't practice anymore. I'm shooting this very, very brief video about something that's extremely important, and it is truly going to be important for you or someone who you love, literally. It's something that you are going to know about very soon. It's a breakthrough, and as with all breakthroughs, they all sound too good to be true until someone finds out about it. And there was an article in the Huffington Post in 2016 about this breakthrough. And it is this. It's a product called ASEA Redox. And this video that I'm shooting, I'm not explaining what this is. I shot a video called whyitspossible.com. You can look at that if you want to understand what it is. The purpose of this video is to make you listen, hopefully listen to the person who's bringing it to you and say, can you please tell me more about this? I was introduced to it 8 years ago. My friend brought it to me, as your friend is bringing it to you. And the only reason I took the time to look at it was for my father. It wasn't for me. I'll tell you the reasons why people do look at this for different reasons. But for me, it was my father. He had a very grave issue. And he was told he had an issue that people are told they have in different parts of their body, whether it's their lung or their prostate or their bone. And so I was intrigued to know more about this. This is not a drug, okay? There's no toxicity to it. You can't be allergic to it. It doesn't interfere with any other things that you're doing for your health. It has created its own category. And so this is as I say, a breakthrough. And there are 2 products that I'm gonna just talk to you about here. One is the drink version of this Redox. It's called Redox Signaling Molecules. The company is ASEA, A-S-E-A, and Renew 28, which is the topical version. After you hear the reasons why people take the time to look at this, and if you think it's too good to be true, when you take the gel, try this on 10 people who are hurting. Find 10 people who are hurting in their back, their neck, their knee, wherever, and ask them to rate their discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. Have them give you 10 minutes, have them shake up the gel and apply it. And this is marketed for wrinkles and cellulite. It works, but have them apply this to the area that's hurting them 3 times in 5 minutes. And at the 10th minute, ask them how they're feeling, and you be the judge. You watch what happens. But that's a quick way to validate what I'm going to tell you here and the reasons why you might be looking at this. The first reason people look at this is because they have a health issue themselves. You may say, well, this sounds too good to be true, but I have a problem with my liver. I have a problem with my blood sugar. I have a problem with sleeping. I have a problem with my mood. I have a problem with my lung. So you're looking to see maybe this product can help you. That's reason number 1 of the 6 reasons why people take the time to look at this and not dismiss it. The second reason was my reason. Maybe you love somebody who's ill, your mother, your father, your child, and you think, God, I can't take the chance of dismissing this and then find out later that it could have helped someone I love who may not even be here by the time you look at this because you didn't look at it now. So maybe that's the reason. The third reason is the anti-aging benefits. This product, what this does for the skin, proven what it does for wrinkles and skin elasticity and even cellulite. It's a cellular health, a cellular level of benefit. This does the same thing for the cells on the inside of the body. But maybe you're not interested in sleeping better, or you don't believe the other things you're hearing about this product. Maybe you just want to look younger. That's fine. We just want you to come in this amazing room of Redox that has so many benefits. And if it's the wrinkles you want to get rid of that gets you in the door, and then you look at this later, that's fine. The fourth reason is people who want to protect their health. One of the things we notice is that people are generally healthier when they're younger. As we age, we get less healthy. We don't heal as quickly. Well, the fact is, what's in this is in you. It's in us. We produce more of it when we're younger. When we're young, we produce a lot of these redox molecules. As we age, we produce less and less and less and less. They found a way to make it outside the body, safe as water, and you're raising the levels back up in your body. And so it's pretty cool to see the changes that happen. So maybe you just want to protect your health. The fifth reason is athletic performance. Athletes run much faster and further. We have Olympic gold medalists on this product. You can go to ASEAathletes.co and you can see that. And the sixth reason is not the driver for most people. And it wasn't for me, but I looked at reason number 6 afterwards, after I saw what the product did. There's an opportunity created by this. A pharmaceutical company tried to buy this product and technology and the patents, and the founders said no, they were afraid they were going to bury it. At that point in 2007, they decided to bring it to a market a different way. In 2009, this became an opportunity. For anybody who is struggling or settling, financially, time freedom-wise, life satisfaction-wise, people go through life calling Wednesday hump day, that's life satisfaction. There's an opportunity here. Get with the person who introduced this to you, get your questions answered about this breakthrough. And if you're interested in the opportunity now, tell them. If you need to see the product work and it's patented and we're at the beginning of this, you can look at the opportunity later. But reason number 6 changed my life, incredibly changed my life and my family's life, and it's changing a lot of people's lives. So take what you're hearing from your friend very seriously, and you can disbelieve, but suspend your disbelief and try to prove your friend wrong. This is an incredible breakthrough, and as I say, 3 times in 5 minutes, you find people who are hurting, put this on 3 times in 5 minutes, and you watch what happens. Not to 1, 2, or 3, not to 4, 5, or 6. Watch what happens to probably about 9 of them, and you'll know there's something very special here. Thank you so very much.
Okay. Now we will come back to Marian.
All right. Well, I want to just tell you how grateful I am for this man, Jerry White. He's been a friend for many, many years. He just has such a big heart, and he wants to make a difference in everyone's lives. And just, he's so wise. The founder of the Humans Performance Gait Analysis Lab at Shriners, adjunct professor. He's just a science kind of guy. He remembers things. When I hear things, I have to hear them 5 times. He remembers them the first time. And today I found out, I was talking with a friend and Jerry came along, and I wanted Jerry to help my friend understand about ASEA. And when it was all said and done, she said, he had me with the beard. So Jerry is a man of many talents, and I thank you for being with us.
Yeah, well, now you know my finest hour right there. Doesn't get any better than that. Then welcome everybody. And you got a chance to be with Marcia this morning, so that's good business. That's my wife, and she is very clear and concise. And if you get a sort of pattern going on here, it's because we're working together as a team to accomplish something phenomenal, and that is to take groups of people from every walk of life and take a fantastic technology to the world, one heart at a time, one person at a time. And in that process, to really come back together. We've been sort of separated for a long time. I don't know about you and your household, but most of the rest of America got separated for a couple of years. And people really need to realize the strength of us coming together, solving problems, solving mysteries, making a difference, and becoming more. So this thing called ASEA is got a motto that says, believe, belong, and then become. So it looks like this. At first, Dr. Silverman was talking about many people will come to this because they have a health need. It could be all kinds of different health needs. Some of the things we can see change in a matter of seconds. Others take longer. But we also have to ask ourselves, how long did it take to mess you up? Probably years. But sometimes you can get messed up in a car wreck and real quick. But your body has to go back to work and fix it. So this radical new idea changed everything I ever thought of. And I was teaching medical physiology and using biomechanics to predict the outcomes of potential surgeries on some of the most messed up people in the world. I got a chance to deal with those who are the sickest of the sick and those who are the fittest of the fit as we got into world-class swimming and triathlons and all that sort of stuff. We still do them today in our household. But we've had a chance to sort of touch the stars a few times in our lives. And so as you see this group that comes and they look at what is their real need today for you and your families, you have some real needs. And like Dr. Silverman was telling you, there's 4 or 5, 6 doors that you can come in through this. And once we take care of those needs, the fascinating thing is that there's another step along the way where we can move a little bit higher. As we become less dire need, we can then begin to start to look around and associate with others. And then we begin to start to give from our heart even more. And we start to move up through a process where we can go to a magnificent life. We hold each other accountable, we laugh, we come together, we make a difference. So ASEA is really designed for anybody at any level. And I just like to give you a couple of options after you have heard these things. Most of you have, I hopefully have seen the products. Is that true? Gloria, they've seen the products and kind of gone through a little bit of that?
Yes, they have. Darlene's taken some over to them. Yeah.
Okay, and so that's something you'll want to learn about as we go through. You'll find that if you just rely on this remarkable thing called life, God created things that can actually figure out how to fix themselves, healing. In science, we could go 10,000 years and we'll never figure out how to put something together that can heal itself. In medical school, we used to talk about that all the time. But the cells are already there and they know how to do it. If you give them the information, just stand back and be amazed. It's kind of like a farmer who just pokes a seed in the ground. And then amazing happens. Now it takes time and it's guided and it's a miracle and it takes it from less to more. And your body can do the same thing with the right information. So with that secret, we say some just come in for the information. But you may know other people and you might run across certain circumstances, like you're not paying attention and you're backing up and you run over somebody's foot. Bad day. But at least now you have something you can jump out of your car and spray their foot with and they'll feel better, right? Others will want to make a difference in animals. And I know that you've seen some of the things that happen there. Pretty crazy. And how devoted are people to animals? There's another group of people that said, you know, this is absolutely fascinating. I got to learn as much as I can. So we gather together. And some people will buy in for $40 and buy the worldwide distribution rights for them just to be able to come to class. So we have a number of different levels of kind of collaboration that we do. We do a lot of reading together. We do a lot of comparative analysis together, and we bring people. And we found out that most people would love to be asked to be a part of something. So we're asking. And so if you want to be a part of what we do, pretty simple. And some of you have already joined us, and we want to thank you for that. We often say that this only works on the most intelligent people, and the most intelligent people sign up. So gosh, if that's you and you're already in, you got a good start on it. There's another group of people who say, oh, man, this is, I'm going to get some, I'm going to use some for my family, but I see something more here. I see something where I can kind of get credit and goosebumps by making a difference in people's lives. At first, we like to think about that where we help those that, well, just like me, I went down to the barn this last summer and I grabbed onto a milk crate. I was going to move it over to the other side of the barn. No big deal. On one side was that hard plastic and the other one had this nice soft sponge on it. But all of a sudden that sponge started stinging. It was a yellow jacket nest. And I happened to be pretty darn responsive to that. And with a single one on the back of my finger, it would swell up all the way up to my arm. So I came back in the house and I got some of this and put it on my hand. And I even took a picture of it. It was pretty crazy because you could count the 9 places where I got stung on my hand, little white dots. And it was remarkably uncomfortable. But in a couple of minutes, it started to abate. And I expected to get swollen from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, and I didn't. And my wife kept reminding me, put on more, put on more. Nothing ever happened. It just went away. So some people get around it for the first aid part, and you're going to learn a lot. But then we get to where we say, I want to be able to take a shot at paying off. I want to use as much as I can get of this stuff. And so there's a way we've got where you can introduce it to other people, get a little kickback financially on their purchases. They purchase at retail. Marcia talked about that to you this morning. You can get enough to cover your own costs. That's pretty cool. You're going to get an education, if you want to, in how distribution works today. It's remarkable. I came to this with one of my major reasons for coming to this was I needed more time. My oldest son came to me one day with tears in his eyes and he said, Dad, why is it you can go down to that hospital and play with everybody else's kids, and if you ever come home, there's no time for us? I was doing 40 hours as a physical therapist. A lot of people say, I don't have time to do something new. I was also running 20 hours in my laboratory, assessing these children, finding out how they could maybe move better, giving recommendations back to the physicians, measuring the changes. Then I was also teaching 3 classes at the university on biomechanics, physiology, and anatomy. Well, at the same time, I was commuting on a bicycle back and forth between those things, and I was building this 3,000 square foot log house on the weekends and evenings by hand. I didn't have any time. And to my shame, I was pushing so hard that at one point I had 30 days in a row where I went to work before the kids woke up and came home after they were in bed. And I didn't know how to change that. So the last little option that we offer to you is to learn how to become so efficient at production of revenue that you can be done with money. So if that's something you'd like to do, we'd like to teach you. So I'll close with the 5 things that I sat down when I finally saw this and said, okay, our lives have been not so parallel. My wife was working 3 jobs and taking care of 4 kids. I was doing all the stuff I was doing with no time to even take a shower. And those are divergent. They're moving away from each other. And for years we did that. It was finally time for our last one to go off to school. We found this company, or it found us. The one lady bothered me for 4 years before I figured to come into this. And finally I got it. And I said, okay, if this is my chance to dig out of a hole, to get to an unbelievable, I mean, this has gotten so much bigger than I ever imagined. Let's sit down and make some guidelines, So I had these 5 things, and I recommend to all of you, whether you do this or join us or not, come up with 5 things that you think would really enrich your life over the next few years. My first one was we wanted to live an amazing amazing life full of adventure and gratitude to God. That's why we got together in the first place, to be adventurous, not to work for everybody else. The second one was to do it with a bunch of people that we love and care about. Shoot, look at this. Look at the people I get to hang around every day. The third was to make a much bigger difference together than we could ever make by ourselves. The fourth one was to apply enough justice in the world that those people who did the work get the credit. And the fifth one was a really big one for me. I wanted to make enough money to be done with money so that when the most important things came along in life, time and money were no object. And all of a sudden we went to work. It was so intriguing and so engaging that we began to start to build teams all over the United States and multiple different countries, just for fun. Because I didn't really care about the money part. My wife's good at that. You probably picked that up this morning. I'd probably walk off and leave it. But it's changed this. So we'd like to offer you an opportunity to be a part and engage at whatever feels comfortable for you. Grow with us, help develop us, and let's take this to a really needy world, because you're going to really enjoy the people along the way. Back to you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Barry. I really appreciate your time tonight, and I appreciate everyone coming. I'd also like to invite you to join us again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, where we're going to have a guest speaker with Donald Donnelly. And the focus is going to be on parenting with redox.
Now, she's amazing. She's more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And she has the largest, has just retired or sold to do this full time, the largest birthing center in Texas. She's delivered hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of babies, and she's got a tremendous perspective on life because she nearly lost it herself. So she's got this radical personal change, but now she's gaining the freedom in many, many areas. You're going to want to see that one. It's pretty amazing. Donna Lynn, she's special. All right.